So problem 1.3, and it is on regeneration and reheat. Problem statement goes like this. Following are the details of a gas turbine having a regenerator and reheater. Inlet air pressure 1 bar, inlet air temperature 295 Kelvin, pressure ratio 5, maximum temperature of cycle 1023 Kelvin, effectiveness of regenerator 0.7. The relationship between pressure ratio is given, Pi over P1 is equal to P2 over Pi, where Pi is any intermediate pressure. Reheat temperature 1023 Kelvin and turbine and compressor efficiency 0.85. Find thermal efficiency, work ratio, net shaft work per kg of air. In this problem, basically, we are supposed to calculate some performance parameter related with the gas turbine, and it employs regeneration and reheat method to improve the performance. So the first part is to draw the required schematic. Now, the gas turbine cycle with regeneration and reheat is shown in figure 1. Its schematic is shown in figure 1. So this is for your illustration purpose. Every time you need not to draw this schematic while solving the numerical problems. Okay, so what to do, and corresponding processes are also shown on PV and TS chart. Okay, so 1 to 2 is isentropic compression. On PV and TS chart, the cycle shown in green color represents actual cycle, whereas in red and dotted line, it represents actual cycle. Okay. So 1 to 2 represents isentropic compression and 1 to 2 days represent actual compression. 2 to 3 is isobaric heat addition in the regenerator. It is also called as preheating of compressed air. Okay. So 2 to 3 represent isobaric preheating of compressed air, and 2-3 represents actual preheating of compressed air. 3 to 4 is isobaric heat addition in the combustion chamber. 4 to 5 represents isentropic expansion in the high pressure turbine, where 4-5 represents actual expansion in the high pressure turbine. 5 to 6 represents reheating at the constant pressure, where 5-6 represents actual reheating. 6 to 7 represents isentropic expansion in the low pressure turbine. 6 to 7 days represents actual expansion in the low pressure turbine. 7 to 8 is subcooling of the hot gases in the regenerator. Okay. So if regenerator is 100% effective or its effectiveness is 1, ideally you will get the temperature T8, and if its effectiveness is less than 1, the temperature, actual temperature 8 days will be more than the T8. Similarly here, if effectiveness of the regenerator is 1, the ideal increase in the temperature of compressed air is T3. But if effectiveness is less than 1, the actual increase in the temperature of compressed air will be 3 dash. Okay. It will always lesser than T3 dash will always lesser than T3, and T8 dash will be more than T8 if effectiveness of regenerator is less than 1. Okay. And corresponding processes are shown on the TS chart as well. Okay. This is regeneration with reheat. Now let us enlist all the given things. So I have my problem with me. From there I can enlist. So the very first parameter is given to you, inlet pressure, and it is 1 bar. Then inlet temperature 295 Kelvin. Then pressure ratio is given P2 by P1 as 5. Then we have been given the maximum temperature of the cycle. So maximum temperature of the cycle will be T4 1026 Kelvin. Okay. Sorry, not 126, it is 1023. Then we have been given the effectiveness of the regenerator 0.7. Then isentropic efficiency of turbine and compressors are given as 0.85. Then we have also been given this relationship between intermediate pressure Pi over P1 to P2 over Pi. Okay. After this, what else is given? Yes, maximum temperature of cycle is 1023 Kelvin and reheat temperature is 1023 Kelvin. So reheat temperature is nothing but T6. It is also given. Okay. Here Pi is intermediate pressure. What is that intermediate pressure? This. I can represent it on the diagram. This is nothing but Pi. What we represent by Px. Okay. This is P1, this is P2, and this is Pi. Similarly, this is T4. Here T4 is equal to T6. This is T1. So after listing all these given parameters, now make some assumptions. The very first assumption will be all the processes are in steady state. Okay, first schematic, then given, then assumptions. Then this problem does not talk anything about mass flow rate of fuel and air. So we will neglect mass flow rate of fuel and air. We will be calculating everything for per unit mass flow rate of air, that is per kg of air. Then the problem does not specify whether CP and CPG will be different. So what we will consider, considering specific heats and gamma values same for air and gas. Okay, so what does it mean? CPA is equal to CPG is equal to, let's say, CP, and gamma A is equal to gamma G is equal to 1.4. And if required, we can take CP value for air as 1.005 kilojoule per kg per Kelvin. Then point number 4, assumption number 4, I can take no pressure drop. No pressure drop in either of the process. Okay, and last one, KE and PE, kinetic energy and potential energy of air and gas streams are same. There is no change in kinetic energy and potential energy. I can say that. Change in kinetic energy is 0. Change in potential energy of air and gas is 0. Now list step number 4. Enlist what is to be found out. So the problem asks you to calculate thermal efficiency, work ratio and net shaft work. Symbolically, I am supposed to calculate thermal efficiency, work ratio and W net. Now let us do the detailed calculations. So let us start our calculation. First, process 1 to 2 is an isentropic compression process. What does it mean? It means T2 by T1 will be equal to P2 by P1 gamma minus 1 over gamma. T2, T1 is 295, pressure ratio is given as 5, gamma value is 1.4 minus 1 over 1.4. From here the value of T2 will be, I could calculate this value as 467.23 Kelvin. Okay. But T2 is not the actual temperature what we are going to get in the cycle. T2 dash is the actual temperature. So I have to calculate this. For that I have to consider actual compression process. Process 1 to 2 dash is an actual compression process. So here isentropic efficiency will come into picture, and it is W isentropic upon W actual. It is given as H2 minus H1 over H2 dash minus H1. In terms of temperature, it will be T2 minus T1 over T2 dash minus T1. Efficiency is 0.85. T2 is 467.23 minus 295. T2 dash minus 295. So from here T2 dash I can calculate as 497.02 Kelvin. Okay. So this way I can calculate T2 and T2 dash. Now somewhere in the problem we need to calculate W net also. So for that I have to calculate this compressor work input. So let us calculate the compressor work. So actual compressor work WC actual, and it is nothing but H2 dash minus H1 kilojoule per kg of air. Small WC suffix A, it will be Cp T2 dash minus T1. Okay. So WCA, I have considered the specific heat of air as 1.005, 497.02 minus 295. So compressor work comes out 203.63 kilojoule per kg. Process 2-3 is actual preheating of compressed air. So here regenerator will come into picture and regenerator efficiency will come into picture. So effectiveness of regenerator is equal to Q actual to the Q max. Q actual is nothing but T3 dash minus T2 dash, and what is Q max? T8 dash minus T2 dash, isn't it? T8 dash, sorry, T7 dash. T7 is the maximum possible temperature of the hot gas available, and T2 is the minimum temperature. So corresponding to this temperature difference, whatever heat transfer will take place, that will be Qmax. So this will be actually T7. Let me correct this. Okay, so T3 dash is not known to me, T2 dash is known to me, T7 dash is not known to me. However, effectiveness is given to me. So T3 dash minus T2 dash is 497.02 over T7 dash minus 497.02. Let's say in this equation two unknown temperatures are there. So at this moment I am not able to calculate. So let us say this is the equation number 1. Okay. I will be requiring this equation later on once I am able to calculate either the T3 dash value or T7 dash value. Now let us move on to the process, next process. And next process is 3-4 is isobaric heat addition in the combustion chamber. Now how can I calculate this QS? It is nothing but H4 minus H3 dash. Now here there is no difference in enthalpy, specific heat of gas and air. So CPG will be equal to CPA because H4 is the enthalpy of gas. If I want to write, I have to write in this fashion: CPG into T4 minus CPA into T3. Okay. As you can see from this diagram, at T4, the working substance is in gaseous phase, so its specific heat will be also of gas. Whereas at T3 dash it is air, so it will be specific heat of air. So this way I can represent actually. But since I am considering CPG is equal to CP air, I can write it as CP into T4 minus T3. .005, and this will be T3 dash. T4 is given to you as 1023. T3 dash is to be calculated. Once again here, T3 dash is not known to me, so I will give this equation as equation number 2. Now next let us consider the process 4 to 5 dash. Okay. And after that 6 to 7 dash. See, I am going process by process. Now process 4 to 5 dash, sorry, 4 to 5 is isentropic expansion in high pressure turbine. What does it mean? T4 over T5 is equal to P2 over Pi, and this will be gamma minus 1 over gamma. Now Pi is the intermediate pressure up to which the expansion is done. Now value of Pi is not known to me. What I will do, I have been given what given? Pi over P1 is equal to P2 over P1 Pi, or Pi is square root of P1 into P2. This is given to me in the problem itself. Okay. Now Pi will be P1 square into P2 by P1. P1 is given as 1 bar and P2 by P1 pressure ratio is given to me in the problem as 5. So from here the intermediate pressure Pi will be 2.24 bar. Got it? From the given condition of Pi by P1 equal to P2 by Pi, I could get the value of Pi. So from here T4 is given to me 1023, T5 is not known to me, okay, and P2 by Pn, P2 will be 5 because P2 by P1 is given as 5, so P2 will be 5 into 1, the value of P1 is 1. So 5 by 2.24, 1.4 minus 1 over 1.4. From here the value of T5 will come out as 812.24 Kelvin. T5 dash is the actual temperature we are going to get. So for that I have to consider process 4 to 5 dash is actual expansion in the high pressure turbine. So efficiency of HPT will be H4 minus H5 dash to the H4 minus H5. This will be T4 minus T5 dash, sorry, T5, TSS, T5 dash to T4 minus T5. Now here, it is not mentioned in the problem, the efficiency of HPT and LPT. So for both turbine, I am considering isentropic efficiency as 0.85. T4 is given as 1023. T5 dash is to be calculated. T4 is 1023 and T5 I could calculate 812.24. So from here I will get the value of T5 dash is equal to 843.85 Kelvin. The temperature of the gases after expansion in the HPT. So what it means actually, if T6 is equal to T4, what is T6? T6 is the temperature after reheating. See in the schematic, T6 is the temperature after reheating. And this T6 is equal to T4. That is the temperature of the gas entering to high pressure turbine. So T6 is equal to T4, it means reheating is perfect. Also, intermediate pressure comes out square root of P1, P2. Both the conditions are equivalent to perfect reheating. Okay. That means pressure ratio is also P2 by Pi is equal to Pi by P1. So pressure ratio in both the turbines, that is in HPT and LPT, is same. What does it mean? If I have given the value of T4 and I could calculate T5 dash, I have known value of T6 equal to T4 and pressure ratio during the process 6 to 7 is also same. So what will be T7 dash? Do I need to really calculate this T7 dash? No. T7 dash will be equal to T5 dash. Once again I have explained. T4 is 1023 Kelvin, T6 is 1023 Kelvin. P2 by Pi is equal to Pi by P1. P2 by Pi is the pressure ratio during process 4 to 5. Pi by P1 is the pressure ratio during 6 to 7. Okay. Now, move to this relationship. From here, P2 by Pi is same, T4 is equal to T6. So obviously T5 will be equal to T7 and T5 dash will be equal to T7 dash. So that is the concept I wanted to convey through this numerical. So here I have to mention actually, since T4 is equal to T6 is equal to 1023 Kelvin and P2 over Pi is equal to Pi over P1. So T5 will be equal to T7 and T5 dash will be equal to T7 dash. So no need to do calculations related with the process 6 to 7 and 6 to 7 dash. Got my point? Yes. Now I have the value of T4, T5 dash, T6, T7 dash. So I could calculate WHPT, I could calculate WLPT. That will be total turbine work. So total turbine work WT it will be summation of WHPT plus WLPT. It will be H4 minus H5 dash plus H6 minus H7 dash. Or CP T4 minus T5 dash plus CP T6 minus T7 dash. As TP is equal to, as T4 is equal to T6 and T5 dash is equal to T7 dash, this will become twice of 2CP T4 minus T5 dash, because T4 is equal to T6 and T5 dash is equal to T7 dash. So total turbine work will be twice of 1.005 1023 minus 85 days I got as 843.85. So from here WT turbine work will be 360.09 kilojoule per kg. Now one more process is there. 5-6. 5-6 is nothing but reheating in the combustion chamber. Okay. So process 5-6 is reheating in the combustion chamber 2, that is reheater. Okay. So what is that? Q's heat supplied in the combustion chamber 2, and this is nothing but H6 minus H5 dash. This will be CP T6 minus T5 dash, or 1.005 1023 minus the value of T5 dash is 843.85. Okay, kilojoule per kg. So this value will come out 180.04 kilojoule per kg. This is the heat supplied in reheater or combustion chamber 2. Okay. Now I have all the temperatures known to me. Okay. So let us get back to the problem, particularly this one. I know the value of T7 dash. Now using equation 1 I can calculate T3 dash. Once I am able to calculate T3 dash, I can calculate this heat supplied in the combustion chamber 1 using equation 2. Okay. So let us solve this. From equation 1, I am reproducing this equation for you. 0.7 is equal to T3 dash minus 497.02 over T7 dash minus 497.02. So 0.7 T3 dash minus 497.02 and T7 dash I could calculate is equal to T5 dash 843.85. So from here the value of T3 dash I will get as 731.62 Kelvin. Okay. Similarly, from equation 2, that is heat supplied in combustion chamber 1, and this is 1.0051023 minus T3 dash. So if you will put this value 1005 1023 minus 731.62. Please tell me the value of this quantity QSCC1. 292.83 kilojoule per kg. Okay. Now see what we are doing. While considering regeneration and reheat, we are supplying heat in the two components. One is in combustion chamber 1 and another is in combustion chamber 2. So total heat supplied in the cycle will be actually summation of these two heat supplied. Okay. So this total heat supplied in the cycle, that is QS actual will be heat supplied in the combustion chamber 1 plus heat supplied in the combustion chamber 2. QSCC1 was 180.04 and QSCC1 is 292.83. So total heat supplied, does it come 472.88? Someone please confirm it. Okay, will work. No issue. This is the total heat supplied in the cycle. Now, let us do the calculations to get what has been asked in the problem. So the very first thing you have been asked to calculate is thermal efficiency. Thermal efficiency is W net to the total heat supplied. W net is nothing but W turbine minus W compressor to the heat supplied. Total turbine work I could calculate as 360.09 and compressor work I could calculate as 203.63 divided by 472.88 multiplied by 100. So thermal efficiency will come out. I could get it as, please someone calculate it and tell me. Is it come 33.08 something? 33.1%, correct. 33.0, yes, we can take it 33.1. Answer number 1. Okay. Then answer number 2. What is that? Point number 2, what we are supposed to calculate is work ratio. Now if you remember, work ratio is nothing but net work output, actual net work output to the turbine work. Net work output is nothing but 360.09 minus 203.63 divided by turbine work is 360.09. So work ratio will come as 0.434. Answer number 2. And the last one, if I could remember, is nothing but net work output of the cycle. So net work output is nothing but W turbine minus W compressor, 360.09 minus 203.63. So W net comes out 156.65 kilojoule per kg. Answer. So this way you can solve numericals.